But he made some great records.
Who, Kenny Rogers?
Yes.
And the
listen to you now.
It was the first edition, by the way.
third edition, or
Kenny was gracious enough not to correct me.
Right.
But the new edition was somebody else.
It wasn't Guns N' Roses? No.
Boy, you did do a complete 360 on this one, I mean.
What? How did?
You mean a complete 180, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
360.
Sorry
Bring me right back where I was. Jesus Christ!
In the famous words of Bernard,
I feel dizzy right now. But wouldn't put it
Anyway, well, that was very nice of Kenny Rogers, and I mean, he's a great sport. And you know, at one time Charles met Kenny Rogers, Neil Diamond, and Jose Feliciano.
Get out of here.
at the same
event, and
the
Charles
same
said,
moment.
And Charles said, Kenny Rogers could not have been more gracious and charming, and Neil Diamond couldn't have been a bigger prick.
Oh,
wow.
That's terrible.
Opposite ends of the spectrum.
And Jose Feliciano was
and
obviously,
Christ.
what's he going to do? He's going to...
No, but he was a very sweet guy.
He's a very sweet guy.
He really was.
Neil Diamond's great, too.
He is
he's so
unctuous.
No, he is a
The
joke.
last record, he's a jerk.
He is a joke and a jerk.
He's a joke and a jerk, and the last good record he had was Cherry in 1958, or whatever the hell that was.
Until he phones in.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Neil, my man. You are a diamond in the rough, buddy.
No, right.
No, get him on the phone. Get him on the phone. Get him on the phone.
Get him on the phone.
Get him on the phone. Get him on the phone, and we'll tell him what an a-hole he is.
Yeah. No, see? I'm the I-Man.
Well, there's nobody on the planet, if we have to be honest about it, there's nobody on Earth who doesn't like, whether you're a fan or not, there's nobody who doesn't like, what's there not to like about Kenny Rogers? Okay, what is there?
Well, you didn't like him yesterday.
No. We didn't. Our point was Kenny agreed with. Greatest country singer of all time.
He's going to show humility. That's why he's so great. He's not going to admit that he's the greatest of all time.
You're a moron.
Now, Neil Diamond, first of all, you saw the movie The Jazz Singer. Is not only a good singer, but it is an incredible actor. He was better than Laurence Olivier in that movie.
Oh, my God.
I mean, you got to give the guy credit where credit is due. Did you see Saving Silverman?
You are a guy who likes Wayne Newton.
I love Wayne Newton.
Michael Bolton.
He's pretty good.
Oh, my God.
Where's your gold lame jacket?
I like Barbara Streisand. I like Whitney Houston.
Please. Go ahead, get out of the studio. Get out of the studio.
Set yourself on fire.
Both your kneecaps this weekend.
26 at the hour here on the imus Morning program. And now, here is Anthony. How do you pronounce your last name, Anthony?
He's not on the phone.
Where is he?
He's the winner, but he's incommunicado.
Anthony Roos, R-O-U-S-E, of Jersey City.
He's buying a Kenny Rogers CD.
We're having this.
Country singer of all time.
We're having this. One of the great singers, by the way, in modern country music or blues is Delbert McClinton. I mean, there's just everybody agrees.
No argument.
There's no argument about that. There's nobody better than Delbert McClinton. I mean, nobody.
Except for
nobody.
Fabulous. He's a wonderful talent.
Is he better than Neil Diamond?
Oh my
good
God!
Lord. Neil Diamond
couldn't carry Delbert McClinton's guitar pick.
Good Lord.
Oh my God!
Reverend Blue Jeans?
No. Oh my God!
Oh, please.
No.
Neil
September Morning.
Diamond.
Huh? Song Blue.
Turn on your heart.
You know, it's like
awful song.
It's like settle down here. 27 at the hour. It's like. Rudolph Giuliani, you can say his name, but then you have to wait 24 hours before you can say the name of the current mayor of New York. That's how. I mean, it's the same situation with Neil Diamond and Delbert McClinton.
No, that's an exaggeration.
No,
respect, gross exaggeration.
Well, I mean, you lost your mind. I offer this up as Evan. Down here, Fort Worth, even.
At a truck stop in San Angelo, I saw a billboard about this rodeo last weekend out in El Paso, so I signed up to ride. I drew a bull called Original Sin, heard it kill a couple of men, figured this was something I could win, cause the devil's on my side. I was having myself one hell of a ride when I ended up disqualified, cause that dang old bull just up and died before they blew the whistle. When I got them North Texas blues, thought I'd paid all my dues. Them South Texas blues told me, son, you ain't through. I did East Texas blues, and they West Texas too. I done all I know to do, trying to lose, trying to lose. used to. There ain't no jobs here working cattle, so I got on part-time hauling gravel. With some outfit from Seattle, down here building custom homes. Well, I got them North Texas blues, but I'd pay all my dues. And them South Texas blues told me, son, you ain't through. And them East Texas blues, and them West Texas too. I've done all I know to do, trying to lose these Lone Star blues. All right. I gassed up my truck and I packed my clothes, turned in my key and I hit the road. I said, Cowtown's where I'll go. You never know, I might get lucky. I got a friend there turning knobs at this place called Billy Bob's. Said he could get me a job there, working as a bouncer. First night on the job was just insane. Some old boy got all deranged, hit me in the head with a Harley chain. To this day, my ears still ring. I got them North Texas blues, I'd pay all my dues. Them South Texas blues told me, son, you ain't through. And them East Texas blues, and them West Texas too. I've done all I know to do, trying to lose these Lone Star blues. I've done all I know to do, trying to lose these Lone Star blues.
Delbert McClellan, Emmy Lou Harris, and a bunch of other Nashville Goobers all singing along with him. Jimmy Dale Gilmore, Joe Izzy was there, Bush was there, all of them were there. Singing along with him.
Let's do it up, Delbert.
Oh, I love Delbert. Delbert will be here tomorrow, and Barbara Walters. That's a pretty good combo for you, isn't it? 32 after the hour, Janice Dean is here with her scum report, and Sid's still in the studio.
Sid's got a new T-shirt on.
What's the T-shirt say, Sid?
It says Cape Cod Ice, pure Yankee cold.
Pond. Pond, Sid. Jesus, Scott. What's going on in the world of scum?
All right. Opinionated Fox talking head Bill O'Reilly declared that the most unattractive women in the world are probably in the Muslim countries.
He's right about that. Disgusting.
There's an interview in the November issue of the Horny Male magazine Stuff. O'Reilly asked for his personal turn-ons among the world's females. Mr. Bill rules out devout Islamic women who favor traditional dress and was quoted as saying, "You are assuming that if they're dressed head to toe in black, you can only see their eyebrows and there's something going on there." So where does he think the most beautiful women come from? Norway and Thailand.
True.
There you go.
Do you agree with him?
Yeah.
Sure.
But Selma Hayek and Shakira, Muslim countries,
Muslim?
both very attractive women.
They're not Muslim.
Well, they come from Muslim countries.
Mexico's not a Muslim country.
No. Salma Hayek is a money-grubbing little midget.
Fine-looking hoe, though.
This Bill O'Reilly fellow,
What about him?
do you agree with him? Is he
Oh, that's idiotic. There's nothing to agree with. I mean, why even comment?
He's just being
It's
convinced.
just
Controversial for controversial.
I mean, that's like Andy Rooney saying women shouldn't be.
Yeah, that's...
You know what I want? Get Susie Colbert or Melissa Stark or one of these women.
Yeah.
Book them on the program.
Book 'em big.
Right.
Book 'em,
And then we'll have them ask Sid football questions.
There you go.
And see.
We'll have a test.
We'll have a test.
That's a great idea.
And see if they know more about football or Sid does.
And who cares
I guarantee-
anyway?
That's preposterous.
Well, no, but
they look good. They ask how you feel about the second quarter, and they run into the locker room. Who, you know, better
Dressed
looking at a
in
no-neck
burqas?
moron doing it.
No, I mean, you want Eric Dickerson back there?
Exactly.
I mean, that was just a joke.
But he did have, even though he couldn't speak, there was some credibility because he's a Hall of Fame football player.
Credibility? What do you need to know?
What kind of credibility from Eric Dickerson
He's an
or
idiot.
Armin Katayan, for example?
Well, I agree with
Or
Armin
any of those
Katayan.
people. Yeah, Armin Katayan's a moron.
Look, all I'm saying is Andy Rooney was probably right. That's all I'm saying.
No, Andy Rooney is a moron for even for getting into this. Just drop it.
He shouldn't
You're
have said it.
83.
There's no reason to. There's
There's
no
no
reason
reason,
for this.
even if you think that way, which
why-
is idiotic.
but
That's
why-
that's subjective.
why-
You're entitled to think as you want to think. But what's the point of God?
Why broach
it's
the
just,
subject?
It's just, and then then your legacy is you remembered as some old fart who's picking on my poor little Melissa Stark or Susie Colbert or Leslie Pfister. Leave them alone.
As long as the chicks are good looking, who cares?
An angry room here.
Leslie actually looks good. Leslie Visser. I'm into Leslie.
She's got a season or two left.
Absolutely,
she looks
she
better.
does.
Before she hits the wall.
Before she starts looking like all the players' mothers.
Or she starts looking like Helen Thomas. Is that where we're going with this? Or she starts looking like Kenny Rogers. Yeah. I mean, for a man, Kenny Rogers, he still looks okay.
Certainly does.
She'll be on that website
He
soon.
wouldn't mind, might not hurt going over to that Weight Watchers thing, see what they're doing. But other than that, why,
Fried chicken never hurt anybody.
Kenny's doing fine. So
Happy birthday to David Lee Roth. Guess how old he is?
47.
Wow.
91. Is that right?
Yeah.
He's 47?
47.
Guess how old Tanya Tucker is today?
65.
I say 44.
You know, you could talk to Kenny Rogers. You know that Kenny Rogers has tied up Tanya Tucker. There's no question about
Hasn't
it.
everyone done that?
It's not
That's
even.
my point.
It's not
seen
even
better
worth
days.
bringing up.
Oh,
Right.
Kenny
It's
has
a
had.
given.
He's had that girl hog-tied with a Mazzolo.
Who hasn't?
Well, I understand
Well, that's just-
that. But,
Sure, but
Everybody in Tennessee has.
Kenny Rogers with Mazzola oil?
Well,
Ah.
well, probably Kenny. His kind of country, so it would be Crisco, wouldn't it, Chuck?
Bacon fat.
Yeah, that Mazzolo would be a little high-tech.
Yes, it would. The bug of the bacon fat.
Yeah. He probably smeared her up with some Jimmy Dean sausage
I
grease.
wouldn't doubt that at all.
Ah,
You know how you just drain it off into
Well,
the-
sure, of course. Yeah.
that's a fun date.
Yeah. It's 24 till the hour here on the imus in the Morning program. Well, for somebody who's trying to maneuver their way into Billy Joel's apartment, Janice, I don't think you have it.
Do you think Mazzola will do it?
Well,
Or Letterman's office.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
couldn't hurt, by the way.
Yeah,
What,
it
the
couldn't
Mazzola?
hurt. Yeah, you give it a shot.
Usually when a woman brings oil to my place.
For example.
what
Yeah,
else
for
going
example.
on?
Yeah.
Right.
Come on, come on here. We're hitting
All right. Was Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura hitting the links when he was supposed to be hitting the polls? Ventura said he didn't vote in the state's September 10th primary because he was busy that day. But now it appears he was busy golfing.
Fine.
That's okay for him to
he's
do
a
that?
meathead.
Fat-mouthed phony.
He's
Everybody
a
knows that.
fat-mouthed, meathead,
Horrible guy.
phony, a hideous, illiterate dimwit. Please, God.
And the
He's been
penis
body
puppeteers didn't play well in Salt Lake City. A TV station there refused to air last night's Tonight Show because it featured a talk with members of an Australian performance troupe who twist their genitalia into unusual shapes.
Members?
Whee!
Oh, they're Mormons over there, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't.
Right. It's owned by a Mormon church,
Well,
Sid.
I mean, that's why they don't like
So
that.
that's not right?
Couldn't they have fashioned a little Donnie and Marie or something? Or...
Just because I ask a friend about her,
Sing with me, baby.
just because I spoke her name somewhere, just because I rang her number by mistake today, she thinks I still care. Imus in the morning.
All right, 22 till the hour here in the imus in the Morning program. How's this working out for you this morning? Pretty good program today, isn't it?
Pretty good, man.
If an escape from your routine...
Ben Rosenberg.
Okay, last night in the playoffs, in the National League, Charles, I got bad news for you.
I already got the bad news, I know. Go ahead.
Giants beat the Cardinals last night 9-6. It wasn't even competitive.
Beat him like a rug.
Yeah, it wasn't even a close game. Now, I still am optimistic, Charles, that your Cardinals will find a way to prevail in this series.
Well,
But based upon last night's play in a game in St. Louis.
with throwing our ace, come on.
That's right, with Morris on the mound, we may want to revisit that
Look, that looks
prediction.
a little ugly.
Cardinals are done, aren't they?
Do you got a fork?
Yeah, I do, actually. Roland is on the playoff roster, and they say now that Scott Roland may be back as early as Game 3,
Yeah.
which could help St. Louis, again, down 1-0. But the Angels got even last night after losing Game 1 in Minnesota 2 nights ago. Last night, the Angels jumped all over the Twins early.
Yep.
And went on to a 6-3 victory. So that series is now tied at 1 game apiece, again for the right to go to the World Series. NFL weekend coming up. The New York Giants with a record of 3-2. They'll host the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday. At this point, Falcons quarterback Michael Vick is still doubtful for that game. If Vick cannot go, then it'll be backup Doug Johnson out of the University of Florida that'll get the start for the Falcons. As for the Jets at 1-4, good news for Jets fans. They can't lose this weekend. It's a bye week. They don't play. Yeah, pretty much that's the only good news for Jet fans.
Yep.
A couple of college football games tonight, including Virginia Tech, one of the undefeated teams, one of 11 undefeated teams in the country. They're at Boston College in a big East matchup, gearing up for the big matchup between Virginia Tech and Miami somewhere down the road. Also, we visited the story this morning about Andy Rooney. He's talking about females that should not be on the sideline during football games. Says that...
Talking a little trash.
It was his quote. I'll go over it again.
Yeah.
Here it is. The only thing that really bugs me about television's coverage is those damn women. They're down on the sidelines. Don't know what the hell they're talking about. Says, I'm not mean. I'm not a sexist person. But a woman has no business being down there trying to make some comments about a football game.
What is he thinking about?
Well, that's his comments, and he made it on Boomer Esiason's show last Friday night. Andy Rooney.
Man.
What?
Andy Rooney, I told you that he doesn't like when women are down at the
Well, I
the
know,
sideline.
but I mean...
Yeah, I understand. It's
just better not to... I mean, if I were to
Keep them to yourself.
keep those opinions to yourself. I mean, it's not that you don't have a... It's not an issue whether you have a right to say them or not. Of course you do.
Or a right to hold them. No.
Or to hold those opinions. It's
But
just...
you have to be just common
just,
sense
well,
here
you,
for a
well,
second.
why do you need the grief? You don't.
You don't. No.
Well, I'll tell you something else here. Hootie Johnson. I think we were all under the impression that Hootie Johnson doesn't care about women, doesn't care about...
That's the old redneck down there at Augusta, right?
Right. Let me give you a couple of things that he's done over the years.
Yeah.
Instrumental in a $25 million donation from Darla Moore for the University of South Carolina School of Business. Yeah. It was his idea to name it after a woman. Johnson has supported African Americans such as Clyburn for public office. How about that, I mean?
Well, that's fine.
In the wake of the 1968 Orangeburg massacre, 3 South Carolina State University students participating in civil rights protests were killed by state troopers. Hootie Johnson, worked on a plan for the peaceful...
Desegregation.
Yeah, of the state's...
I wouldn't probably...
Oh, my Lord.
If you want somebody to read something, either get me or, better yet, get Charles to read it.
Yeah, of the states...
Colleges.
And universities.
Good.
So how about that? I know
that's fine, but he doesn't want to play golf with them or take a shower with them. There's a big difference.
Yeah, but I think that...
It's easy to write a check and help somebody do something. I mean, anybody can do that.
No, but that
you got to
does
get down
prove-
in the trenches with these people.
No. I think if you write a check to somebody, that proves that you're with them. I think that Hootie Johnson deserves more credit in the program than we've given him in the past.
Well, maybe he does.
By the way, women golf there all the time.
Yeah.
Sort of other blacks besides the members.
Yeah, it's
constantly, every day.
Sure.
That's exactly right.
Incidentally, I did want to... I would be remiss in not mentioning this. I got a nice card from Trip Bulby.
Yeah.
Trip Bulby. I don't know what he does, but he turned 40 years old. He had a birthday party, and they raised $1,700 for the imus562 for kids with cancer.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
Speaking of people writing checks, that's pretty nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then I got a nice letter here from the Norman and Bettina Roberts Foundation, from a guy named from David McAtee, who is he's a trustee, and they sent $2,500 to the Imus Ranch.
Wow. There you
For
go.
kids with cancer,
All right.
blood disorders, sickle cell, that kind of thing, SIDS kids. So I was going to mention that this morning. In fact, I brought the checks in with me, and I forgot to, and now I did, and I'm happy I did. So it's 11 minutes till the hour, and Sid, you really are. It's unbelievable. It's just...
What's that?
I don't know. It's
Well, just everything.
It's just everything
You're
that's the matter.
you're a
So
you're a
Mad Dog's
troubling
upset,
person.
is he?
Yeah, Mad Dog's really upset with you.
Don't walk in my office when I'm on the phone and start pumping your fist and making noise. I mean,
know, but...
I never close my office door, ever.
No, you don't.
So if I'm in there with Mel, I don't close the door.
No.
So the door's open. But don't just be so rude to walk in and start hollering.
But he thinks that you don't like him anymore. He's under the
I
impression...
don't like him.
What gave him that idea?
He's a jerk, and I don't like him.
But he doesn't understand that because...
He's an annoying punk.
Get the F out of my office.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now.
See, what
Leave
tipped him
them.
off?
He says that he kind of apologized after the...
That's fine.
after the golf thing. And
That's fine. But the point is, that's I
Didn't excuse it.
I didn't excuse it, and I'm not
Apology with
but he's lucky. He's lucky it didn't get a lot worse.
It could have gotten worse.
It could have got really ugly.
Like what? Like, just give me an
Well,
example of what could have happened.
You don't need to go into it. It could have got very, very ugly.
Yeah. I'm just looking for one example of what,
Well,
just so you don't need to know.
you can say whatever you want to say to me, but just bringing my kid's name up, and you're going to wind up with a toe tag. So I mean, it's not. I'm not going to mess around.
That's it.
Let's be
He's
honest.
a punk, and he's lucky I didn't whip his ass.
Could have been a lot
Sounds
worse.
to me like you have not accepted his apology. That's
No,
what it
he's
sounds
a
like to me.
punk. he's a loudmouth little punk, and he's to keep his mouth shut to me.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm serious about it.
No, I can tell you.
So I mean, just you know, he's a. Then he got mad because I said his wife was a fat pig. Well, she is. So now what? Now come in and do something about it.
Bring it on.
Well, whatever.
Well, you got to be careful. Don't forget that Ginny Sacks had a 90-pound mole on her butt. Look what almost happened to Ralph because of that.
Don't mess with me about stuff like this. It's just the wrong thing to do.
Well,
I mean, it's just and you know, he's got a big mouth. He shoots it off. Don't shoot it off to me, because I'm not going to put up with it. So.
You all right?
See what you started, Sid?
Just don't bring it up then.
Oh, I didn't bring it up. You brought it up to me.
Well, you asked him to give you an example, and so you egged him on, clearly.
You know, told
You
you.
should have just left it alone.
Well, but you said you're the one who.
You and Mad Dog are going to be having a fun time today in the
Well, I have nothing to do with this. I have nothing. I mean,
Right.
I
Well,
just
see him. What are you going to tell him when you see him?
Well, I'm going to tell him that.
Hey, that was not my fault.
Hey,
Hey,
give me an example, I man. What were you going to say?
Come on up on.
Sid, you're killing me, Sid. Killing me.
This week is National Fire Prevention Week. Now, with all there is to worry about when our children go off to college, we tend to take for granted their sleeping rooms.
Some other stupid no-neck moron that played the game.
I mean, I just don't see. I just don't have. I mean,
As long as they're attractive, what's the problem?
the only point is, my only point is if you're Andy Rooney, we just don't go there.
Yeah.
Don't get into it. I mean, just whether you.
Where's the upside?
There's no upside
Of
to
course
it.
not.
Anyway.
It's refreshing, though, that brutal honesty. To hear that from somebody in this day of political correctness. Plus, he's old, you know. He's on his way out. What the hell? Say what you think.
Well,
We need more of that in this country.
You should say what you think when you're 23, not 83.
Why? You got a career ahead of you in that case.
He doesn't care at this point.
That's a good point. I mean, if you're going to say it in
now,
your twilight here, rather than when it could, you know, follow you through your entire career, rather than just the fading portions of
Go,
it.
Andy. Go, Andy.
Well, why have it be the last thing they remember?
There's your epitaph.
Why have the?
Why say it at all?
Here's Jack Welch. I mean, why pound a tape to Bimbo?
Yeah.
After the liquid lunch? I mean, that's your legacy then. Why take the toilet articles and live free over at the Trump deal? Well, I mean, why?
You know,
There's no point.
probably wasn't looking at it that would be his legacy.
Well, you gotta.
And then delete the emails.
I mean, you gotta understand where you're living and how the media is, how the media are, and so on. Let's get to the news now. They had a sniper press conference this morning with Chief Moose.
An excerpt from him.
Where's Chuck?
He's, of course, the Montgomery County, Maryland Police Chief, Charles Moose, says there is no hard evidence to say that last night's shooting that occurred on the other side of the District of Columbia, out in Prince William County, Virginia, Manassas, is linked or not linked to other sniper attacks that have occurred in the Washington, D.C. area. But the chief says if they do develop that kind of link, they can make it, then we'll all know about it.
When we know for sure that it's linked or not linked, we will share that information. If it is linked, I have no doubt that Prince William County Police and Chief Dean will become part of the greater team investigating this matter.
Since all of this started last week, 8 people have been shot, 6 fatally. Of course, this would be number 9 if they do establish that it is tied in. And Moose stressed that stormy weather now is affecting the crime scenes and making things more difficult. He also said police are working tips and want people to call in with information. He says investigators continue to prioritize that information to try to put it in some sort of ranking as to what's most important and what's not.
This Moose doesn't exactly sound like Sherlock Holmes. God bless him, though. He's a good man, though.
Yeah, well, he has, I don't know, he's a pretty well-educated guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he has his doctorate in criminology.
See that?
Master's degree in public administration.
You are just.
He sounds like Forrest Gump's buddy, Bubba.
Like
the shrimping guy.
like Bullwinkle.
He's relating to the peeps. That's all.
Yeah.
It's 10 minutes after the hour here. On
It's
the
Dr.
Imus Morning
Moose.
Program.
It is.
Moose.
It's Dr. Moose.
Dr. Chief Moose.
Criminology.
Chief
and
Moose.
I forgot what the other degree was.
Well, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. His doctorate and a master's
He's
degree in public
He's
administration.
doing fine.
Yeah, he's highly educated. Members of the House are expected to approve a resolution today authorizing a possible military strike against Baghdad. Senate could follow.
You know
later
better than
today
Andy
or
Rooney.
tomorrow.
I mean, no wonder you love Andy Rooney. Well, of course so do I.
Yes.
But I mean, you know better than Andy.
We're on the same page.
It's the same. You just can't keep your mouth shut. I mean, it's just why make the comment? Why just move? Just
we're dealing with a serious
press
issue.
well, fine.
We want to remember Chandra Levy.
Yes.
We don't want a repeat of that case.
Well,
where you had a bunch of incompetents running it, so somebody has put it out on the table, I would think. I don't know. Before the case gets stale and they can't, the trail gets cold.
No, I understand all that.
Because Chief Moose over there.
Well, you do recognize, though, his academic qualifications
Well, now
are
that you point that out, I withdraw the comment.
Okay.
But his manner of speaking notwithstanding.
Yeah, well, he's not Alistair Cook.
He's plain spoken. So is George Bush.
So that's fine.
Let's not continue this anthem.
Now, Rick Sanchez.
I don't know if you could find a red vein on Ted Kennedy's nose, but he's got some college degrees.
Yes, he does.
God bless him.
Yes, he does.
No, we don't know whether he could or not. That's true.
If you could find a jar of Vaseline in Barney Frank's house.
It's 12 minutes after the hour.
He'd been to college.
Well, that's fine. So.
He's been to several colleges.
12 minutes after the hour.
I'm gonna wait till the midnight hour. That's when my love comes tumbling down. I'm gonna wait till the midnight hour when there's no one else around. I'm gonna take you, girl, and hold you and do all the things I told you in the midnight hour. Yes, I am. Oh, yes, I am. One more thing I just want to say right here. imus in the morning.
Print a picture with any Epson stylus photo printer. And thanks to incredible DPI, you'll get extraordinary detail like this.
I don't know. I'm about the same as I was yesterday, which isn't bad.
So what have you done? Well, here's my first question.
Yes, what's your first question?
Why did you go on a Boomer Esiason show on MSM, whatever it's on?
That's one of the best questions I ever heard you ask. I don't know why I did. It's like, why do I go on the Imus show? I just don't know. Why did I tell Bernard just now that I talked to you? I just don't know. It's sort of fun. I don't know. We all have a little ego, and it's sort of fun.
So now, what did you say about female sideline football reporters?
I said that it was ridiculous to have these women down on the sideline doing football reports, and I doubt if I should have said it, but some of them are quite good. I mean, some of them are good, but they're chosen more for their appearance than their knowledge of the game, and I have never heard anyone who adds anything to the game. I mean, it's hard to defend my opposition to it, but I just, it's like, I was trying to think of something like hair and butter. I like, a woman's hair can be a very attractive feature, part of her, what she looks like. And I love butter as a cooking element. I use a lot of butter. And I like both hair and butter. But you get a little hair on the butter, and it ruins both of them.
That's great.
And I feel that way about women in football.
Well, I mean...
Yeah, are there any other questions?
You don't think that they picked Brian Williams to succeed Tom Brokaw because he distinguished himself journalistically, do you?
I think Brian Williams is a very good journalist.
Yeah, but I mean, if he looked like, I don't know...
Imus?
Imus.
Danny DeVito.
I don't know Danny DeVito. He wouldn't be anchoring the news, so that's sort of a fact of life. So, well, here's what we wish, because I feel comfortable saying this. We love you, and we have a special affection, particularly Charles and I, really based on your writing more than anything else. I don't know, personally, we're not that fond of you, but
I like that. Yeah.
Why you don't need to get in these messes. It's just why?
Why are you behaving like my father?
I don't know. Well, I mean,
Because he looks like her.
yeah, because I look like her.
You know what happens? I mean, I get trouble here at CBS all the time. If somebody calls me on the phone and asks me a question, I answer it. And I should say no comment or have some clever way of getting out of it, but I almost never do. I don't know why.
And it isn't because you're 83, because you were doing this when you were 23.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So it's not like, you know, you've fallen off the scope like, say, oh, I don't know, Mike has. So, you know, well, I understand. I just wish you wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
So.
How did it come up?
But how did it come up, by the way?
How did it come up?
Did Boomer ask you? What do you think of female sideline reporters?
Oh, I guess I brought it up. He asked. It was sort of fun to go. He was quite charming. I was surprised how good he was. And yeah, I don't know. I was at the end of the thing, and I said one of the things I can't stand about broadcasting the games is, I mean, there are a lot of things I could have said. I mean,
yes.
You know, Madden loses interest in the game before I do, too, but I didn't say that. There are a lot of things I could have said.
So you volunteered this observation.
You brought it up.
Yeah.
Well, that makes it worse.
But you can't stand around trying not to get into trouble all day long. You know?
Well, no, I guess you can.
That's a good point.
All right.
Awfully nice talking to you, Don.
Thanks, Mr. Rooney. Andy Rooney from CBS News here on the I'm Mr. Wayne program. That means the conversation is over.
Yeah, sure.
That's Mr. Rooney. That's like me saying this. Well, whatever. So. Well,
Gotta love that brutal honesty.
now you see, the thing about him is he is, you know, he hasn't. I mean, I'm not patronizing. Well, of course I'm not. He hasn't lost anything. You know, he's not that you. Well, I guess you think somebody's 83. What would you think? Would you think they would?
Well, a guy just won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry. He's 85.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's the point. So he hasn't. So you can't blame it on that. And he was saying the same stuff when he was 23, by the way. He was as big a pain in the ass then as he is now.
That's the way he feels.
And he volunteered it.
He genuinely believes it, and he says it, which is really refreshing.
I love the hair and butter analogy.
Oh, my God, that's bad.
I mean, that is really amusing, isn't it?
He's a genius.
He's a great writer. That's
No better book than My War.
That's Charles's my initial attraction to him. Going back to when he was writing for the Stars and Stripes, I mean, he's what you can read about in his book. He really is he's a.
Oh yeah, you can go to school on
And he can
Andy
really
Rooney.
write.
Right.
I'll tell you who else is good, and I had him on earlier this morning, and I just did want to mention this, is Richard Ben Kramer, who wrote What Do You Think of Ted Williams Now? Well, I mean, it's irrelevant what you think of Ted Williams, at least in my view, because I didn't have any particular feeling about Ted Williams. I know my wife, when she used to run to school with her little Imus in the morning lunch pail, she was wearing a Ted Williams jersey, and so she had a special affection for Mr. Williams and for the Boston Red Sox. And I don't care anything about fishing. I don't fish. I don't want to fish. I don't have the patience. I'm not going to try to learn how to make something look like a bug and then throw it 100 feet out in the water and get it to light on the water as a bug would. I just I am incapable of doing that, and nor do I, and I have no desire.
Which is fine.
Yes. However, having said that, this is a great book. It's just a wonderful.
Well, having said that, that might have been a bigger passion than baseball with that man to whom you refer.
Oh, I don't know about that. But it certainly was equal.
Boy, I tell you.
Well, then maybe you should read the book, Ass-Face, before you start telling me what you think Ted Williams thought. Because Mr. Kramer...
Ass-Face?
That was unfortunate, wasn't
Where did Ass-Face come from? Why did you say, well, perhaps you should read the book, it might change your opinion?
I got a double shot of courage from Mr. Rooney.
Dear God.
No, but you know what I'm saying.
No, I hear you.
If anybody who was taking their baseball bats down to the post office and weighing them,
I understand.
Anybody who would notice that he says, you probably think all batters boxes are the same, so they aren't. The batters box at Fenway Park was sloped, was whatever it was. It was a little higher in the back than it was in the front, which he always felt gave him the ability to whatever you do when you hit the ball, or swing it around or something. But he noticed those kinds of things.
Well, he was, let's say he was passionate about fishing.
And he would go down, to where they make the baseball bats, and he'd pick out the trees that were going to make the bats from.
Yes.
So he was serious about hitting the ball.
Right.
So, but that's just a wonderful book. And my point is, even if you have no interest in Ted Williams, baseball, or fishing,
right,
it's a great book. And you need to get... and you may think, well, he's just lost his mind. You need to get Stephen Jay Gould's The Structure of Evolutionary Theory. And you think, oh, God, please, spare us this. But this is a book for this. There you are. The Amundsen Morning Opening Bell is brought to you by, shut up, Union State Bank. Do business with us, do better with us, they say. Serving the metropolitan area. Dow Jones Industrial Average open 17 points down. It's been open for 2 minutes, and it's down 15, 16, 17 points. Just a nightmare. It's 72. God almighty. Could it possibly go below 7,000? Of course.
Certainly it could.
Well, easily.
Sure.
Here from CBS Sports now, former quarterback for the New York Giants, Phil Simms. Good morning, Mr. Simms.
Good morning, Mr. Imus.
So, Texas.
On the next Sopranos, a blood feud.
You have infighting amongst the Moulignans. That's a sign of weakness. You got to get that Chachiron Belafonte to keep his mouth shut.
The new Capo's consigliere is the brunt of some ill-tempered remarks.
Where does he get off calling your general a plantation slave? He should look in a mirror. He's whiter than you are.
But rather than mediate, the old Don prefers to fan the flames.
You ever heard his version of Michael Rowe, the boat ashore? Jesus, he makes Pat Boone sound hip.
Emotions run high.
What is it with these singers? Like that Schifosa Streisand. Somebody's got to stick something in her mouth to plug it up. And I got just the thing for that, too.
Then, an opportunity for revenge presents itself.
Look, there's a fundraising dinner coming up at the end of the month. They're honoring this Calypso crooner for his activism. Andrew Young's a keynote speaker, so I guess Oreos will be on the menu.
So, a message job is planned.
But some of our guys will be there as well, like that Fukiak Trent Lott. You give him the order, and he wipes his banana boat bastard off the dais like the jelly on a canned ham.
Meanwhile, advice is offered as the overseas project heats up.
You get that Hussein out of the way, and then you can dip your beak in all that oil. But, oh, nobody will be able to fill up their car without you getting a taste.
The Machiavellian soap opera known as the Sopranos.
But first, you must learn how to express yourself in a manner befitting a man of your position and power. This nuclear. You sound like a retard.
Gilbert's album Room to Breathe in the top 20 on the country album chart at Billboard. Very happy about all that. I love this song.
At a truck stop in San Angelo, I saw a billboard about this rodeo. Last weekend out in El Paso, so I signed up to ride. I drew a bull called Original Sin, heard it kill a couple of men. Figured this was something I could win, cause the devil's on my side. I was having myself one hell of a ride when I ended up disqualified, cause that dang old bull just up and died before they blew the whistle. When I got them North Texas blues, thought I'd paid all my dues. And them South Texas blues told me, son, you ain't through. I do me Texas blues, and them West Texas too. I done all I know to do, trying to lose these Lone Star blues. I got laid off at Brown and Root on my way back to cut and shoot. I lost my wristwatch and my boots, shooting dice with a dude from Houston. There ain't no jobs here working cattle, so I got on part-time hauling gravel with some outfit from Seattle, down here building custom homes. When I got them North Texas blues, thought I'd paid all my dues. And them South Texas blues told me, son, you ain't through. I them East Texas blues, and them West Texas too. I've done all I know to do, trying to lose these Lone Star blues. All right. I gassed up my truck and I packed my clothes, turned in my key and I hit the road. I said, Cowtown's where I'll go. You never know, I might get lucky. I got a friend there turning knobs at this place called Billy Bob's. Said he could get me a job there, working as a bouncer. First night on the job was just insane. Some old boy got all deranged, hit me in the head with a Harley chain. To this day, my ears
Maybe that's what happened to Delbert. Maybe that's autobiographical.
Good.
Maybe somebody did hit him in the head with a Harley chain. I'm sure somebody tried to. You think?
Because where else would he pull that little incident? Sure.
So that album, Room to Breathe, is it's on the pop charts. It's in the top 100.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the top 20 in the country charts. It's number 1 on the blues chart.
Beautiful.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
It's very impressive. It is. You know it.
So Delbert looks better this morning than he did. He said he had malaria.
Really?
Well, I don't know. He's liable to say
Oh,
that.
well, you're right. Well, you know.
Maybe he did have it. Well, I'm sure he did. He wouldn't make that up, would he?
Well,
he might.
No, but that's pretty serious.
It is 9 minutes till the hour. Do we have this cut of Senator Biden?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we do.
They're ready to roll it? We have time to do it right now, don't we?
Sure, absolutely.
Oh, let me tell you just the Giants didn't lose. They beat the Cardinals last night 4-1. Anaheim and his other people played tonight to Minnesota people, and then the Giants and the Cardinals will play again in San Francisco on Saturday, and it's a pretty deep hole the Cardinals have got themselves in.
Sure is.
I don't know if they get out of it or not, and I don't care.
I don't know.
But I know Charles is a big Cardinals fan, but he'll have to just work it out. Let's check out this Joe Biden cut.
Okay.
In his speech this week, the president made it clear that if military action is necessary, the United States and our allies will help the Iraqi people rebuild their economy and create the institutions of liberty in a unified Iraq at peace with its neighbors. End of quote. Let me repeat that again. This is what the president said. The United States and our allies will help the Iraqi people rebuild their economy and create the institutions of liberty in a unified Iraq at peace with its neighbors. End of quote. Mr. President, this is a much more complicated country than Afghanistan. Mr. President, we have not done it in Afghanistan. Mr. President, we have not even kept our commitment in Afghanistan yet. So, Mr. President, we are taking on a big deal here. We may need to do it. I know the president, presiding officer, and my colleague from Ohio and my colleague from Vermont on the floor here know that Iraq is an artificially constructed nation. When has there been a circumstance in Iraq when there's been anything remotely approaching a democratic republic? I cannot think of it in the history of the Iraq as defined now. The Kurds are Indo-European Sunnis. The Sunnis are Arab Sunnis. The Shias that make up 60% of the population, primarily living between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, they are Shias who have been at war with the Sunnis. The Iranians are Shia. There are 600,000 Iraqi Shia in Iran. Mr. President, this is complicated stuff. But to listen to some of my colleagues on the floor who blithely blow this off like, no problem. Take down Saddam. There's a James Madison waiting to step into the vacuum. We'll have a democratic republic. It will set a new tone and tenor for all, as the vice president said, for all of the Middle East, because we'll have a new democracy there. Mr. President, that is a big deal.
He's a pretty smart guy, isn't he?
No,
Well, he went on for about 8 minutes last night. He characterized what's going to happen here in some chilling terms. This irrational exuberance going into war. People should think about it for a while.
He is brilliant, Joe Biden.
Yep, no question.
The hair thing is, I mean, it's not the time to focus on his hair, but
no,
it is troubling, a little troubling.
Stands out among those shameless, cowardly, spineless Democrats.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Absolutely, positively. Not feeling which way the wind is blowing.
I saw him with a fat titty baby, Russert, on Meet the Press here a few weeks ago. I thought he was just...
He was riveting.
I thought he was riveting and terrific.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, man, is he ever right about that?
He said the cost, forget about the day after, how about 10 years after? Anybody thinking about that?
I mean, obviously, but when he was speaking from notes, I mean, the guy knows what he's talking about. Not like some little Wellstone schmuck standing in the back there reading a speech.
Democracy in Iraq. Good luck. Could bring skiing to Nigeria quicker. You kidding me? People are going crazy out there.
Maybe you should think about calming down just a little bit.
Body bags.
Well,
God, but what's happened to these people?
it's coming up about 4 minutes now until the hour.
Imus in the morning.
This is the voiceover for comedian movie trailer. Take one.
Sports Radio 66 WFAN. They're talking sports, going at it as hard as they can. It's Mike and the Mad Dog on the fan. Nothing can get by 'em, turn it on and try 'em. Mike and the Mad Dog, WFAN.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you today? The Mike and the Mad Dog radio program. Nice to have you with us on this Friday in New York, the 11th day of October, the year 2002. Yes, Network, always a pleasure. WFAN Sports Radio 60.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan, WFAN.
Want to sit in the WFAN power chair and host your own show? Then listen to Imus in the morning between 8 and 9 a.m. Mac and Sid at 11:30 a.m. and Mike and the Mad Dog at 2:30 and 5:30 p.m. for a chance to win $1,000 and be in the running for this one-of-a-kind grand prize as part of our Grand Slam fantasy here on your flagship station for New York sports. The Fan, Sports Radio 66, WFAN New York, an Infinity Broadcasting station. WFAN 2020 Sports.
Good afternoon. At 12 o'clock, I'm Tina Cervasio. By the time Garrett...
Vogue Fashion Awards, Tuesday night at 9, live from Radio City Music Hall. Deborah Messing from Will and Grace is your host. Steven Tyler is going to be there. Rob Thomas, Matchbox 20, Gwyneth Paltrow, Pink, Santana with Michelle Branch, and more. Caller 40 is in there now with a free pair of tickets. 1-800-321-WPLJ.
I think I've already lost you. I think you're already gone. I think I'm finally scared now. You think I'm weak. I think you're wrong.
Patrol.
14 till the hour here in the Imus in the morning program. Are the banks open today, or stock market and all that?
Markets
stuff?
are, yeah.
Well, the markets are.
Mm-hmm. Banks closed. Everything is closed except the markets.
Schools closed.
Yep.
Post
Courts,
office.
all that. Federal offices, state, local, county, district.
Sid Rosenberg's here with sports. And how'd you do on your football stuff, your bets over the weekend, Sid?
What bets?
Make any money?
Sid, come on.
I'm retired. I've been retired. I would have done very, very badly.
Oh, you would have?
Yes. Most of the teams that I thought were going to win did not, including my Giants right here in New York.
What happened to them?
Oh, they stink. They lost to the Falcons, and the Falcons didn't even have their starting quarterback.
Oh, man.
Doug Johnson played quarterback and still beat the Giants.
Huh?
This has become a horrendous sports town. Horrendous. Think about it. Giants stink, Jets stink, Mets stunk, Yankees are out of the playoffs, Rangers, Islanders, I mean, you can go down the list. It's the World Series is going to be in California. Everybody's going to be in California. Nobody cares unless you're a retard like Russo. Nobody cares. Giants and Angels for the World Series?
Well, yawn.
Have the Rangers won yet this year?
They won one game, opening night. And since then, they've been outscored 9-0 in their last 5 periods.
Well, they did win opening night?
They won opening night, that's correct, in Carolina. They had
How about the home opener in the Garden?
No, it didn't go well, I mean. No, that would have been a 3-1 loss to the Canadians on Friday night.
For the big home opener?
For the big home opener, that's right. Remember I came in on Friday, had my Mark Messier jersey on, I was all ready to go?
Yeah.
Showed up, the place was going wild.
Oh.
And guess what?
Loser.
That's right.
Oh, man.
It's a bad
What
sports.
happened to the New England Patriots?
They got killed. 28-10 by the Green Bay Packers. You read the stats earlier. Brett Favre had 301 touchdown passes yesterday. It was a record performance by Brett Favre.
And how about my Redskins? They're not doing that well either, are they?
They're terrible. They got blown out at home by the New Orleans Saints. Extra security at the game. President Bush was at the Houston Texans game yesterday.
Oh, he was?
That was good luck for Houston, who lost anyway, of course, but it's nice to have the president there.
Well, they came close. They were tied there. And
they were actually winning that game in the fourth quarter over Buffalo, and the Buffalo Bills scored 2 late touchdowns to get themselves the win.
Mm-hmm.
And that's football yesterday. The Raiders lost for the first time this year. They lost to the Rams, who hadn't won a game all year.
That was not good, was it?
It's almost impossible to predict this stuff at this point.
Yeah.
The Broncos had been...
So you wouldn't want to be gambling on it.
You wouldn't want to be. You wouldn't want to be, No, you would not want to be.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of guys today who are waking up with bloodshot eyes and palpitations.
Right. Because you'd be getting phone calls, say at your place of wherever you work.
That could happen.
People would be calling wanting to know where their money is.
But how would you know about this?
Well, because I've actually taken some of the calls in the bullpen there for you, Sid. Just had to be walking by and the phone's ringing incessantly.
How does it go? Sometimes when you pick it up, how does that phone call go?
Well,
Where's Sid?
Yeah.
Is he still on the air? Yeah, it's Jimmy.
Yeah.
It's Jimmy. I gotta talk to him. And then Sid comes out. Jimmy.
I don't know.
I don't know, Jimmy.
No, I don't know.
I don't know, Jimmy. Take a message.
I don't know who these people are. I haven't checked my phone messages at this place since day one that I started working.
You might think
my
Jimmy
mailbox may be full.
And then he runs to the bathroom. I don't know.
I think Jimmy would get a radio, maybe, huh?
No, is he still there? Let me talk to him. I gotta talk to him now.
Bad college weekend also, by the way.
Oklahoma beat Texas.
Not good news for our good friend Phil. His son did not play well on Saturday again.
No.
It was a terrible performance, actually. It's just depressing all the way around, man. This is not a good sports weekend if you're in New York City. Everything went bad. Everything went bad.
How about the Knicks?
And, here's one good news for you.
Yeah.
To make matters worse, the Knickerbockers, who stink to begin with, they're a laughingstock of the league, go out this year, actually make themselves a halfway decent trade to get Antonio McDyess here, who's a pretty good player. And the news on Antonio McDyess, man? Out for the year.
Cracked kneecap.
Well,
cracked his kneecap in an exhibition game on Saturday night. So if you went out and bought yourself a 34 jersey for the Knicks, you'll put it away till next year.
I think I'm getting aroused right now.
Yeah, that actually is. Yeah, I'm like the guy get injured, but
no.
But that actually is pretty good news.
Best news for Knicks fans actually is that Charles Oakley signed this weekend with the Washington Wizards. So if at some point this year you're probably going to see Michael Jordan, Patrick Ewing, and Charles Oakley all play together for the Washington Wizards. How about that?
Patrick Ewing? I thought he retired.
Oh, he retired, but the general thought is that don't be surprised if he signs a couple of 10-day contracts
And most people seem to think he will definitely play at some point this year for the Washington Wizards.
Good Lord.
Welcome back,
what?
Patrick Ewing.
Jesus, please. Andy Rooney is trying to make sense with his head up his Andy?
Well, I don't know about you, but the first thing I think I need when I have my head up my is a decent night light. If you're an essayist and you can't read your essay, what good are you? Bad for your posture, too. Bent over like this. Unnatural. So let me just pull my head out of my and there. Whew. That's better for a whole host of reasons. Anyway, I had my head up my today as a result of having said, perhaps you heard, that women basically suck as sideline reporters at football games. This is the way I put it the other day when I telephoned the Imus in the Morning program.
You know, it's like hair and butter. You know, a woman's hair can be a very attractive feature, part of what she looks like. And I love butter as a cooking element. I use a lot of butter. But you get a little hair on the butter, and it ruins both of them.
That's great.
And I feel that way about women in football.
I guess I'll have to cancel my Betty Friedan dinner invite. Anyway, now that I'm getting grief for stating that position, let me try another one. There's something even worse going on out there than yard marker broadcast broads. The next time I see Richard Grasso and his gang of useful idiots applauding at the end of the stock market trading day, like they were watching Gingivitis and G-string Jessica at the Bada Bing, I'm going to go out and strangle small animals. With half of corporate America doing an en masse perp walk, is there anything more asinine than seeing the chairman of the New York Stock Exchange dry humping some Asian billionaire business bandit in an orgy of capitalistic hilarity? When the Dow's just closed down so far that sanitation crews are looking for it with entrenching tools. I don't think so. I mean, do you suppose Grasso and his cronies ever read a paper? Here's an encouraging headline. Quote, market carnage hits 8.4 trillion. I guess after that one, the Grasso gang was river dancing up on that stupid platform for the closing bell. Here's another. Stock values slashed in half since March 2000 peak. Nice. Grasso and the boys flinging their clothes out onto the trading floor, hoisting bottles of scotch, spraying each other with fire extinguishers. And this, even Greenspan can't stem the tide. Wow. Grasso in a thong, screaming, out of the way, Ralphie. Janice, do me. Well, attention, NYSE. That's New York Stock extorters. About half of the analyst community is predicting a Dow of 777. No, not 7,077. 777. Or, Einstein, a further loss of about 6,633 points. No, I think if you want to restore any investor confidence, speaking for myself, I say you should replace the daily end of trading celebration with a daily end of trading human sacrifice. Yep. Until this market turns around, every day a floor trader should be marched onto the platform and beheaded. The lifeless form then pitched over the side like my Aunt Evelyn's ImClone-invested 401k. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is hovering around 7,000 and change, and you're applauding? And I thought I had my head up my Well, as they say, I guess, any port in a perfect storm.
You don't like my peaches? Don't you shake my tree? If you don't like my peaches, don't you shake my tree? That's the way I was born. That's the way it's gonna be. But I got to get out of here.
Imus in the morning.
Whet your appetite, feed your desire. And catch all the mystery, all the suspense, all the surprising details of the first season of CSI. Now on the new TNN. Monday nights at 11:00.
Need it. Verizon Business DSL. Call 1-800-935-8DSL today.
Make progress every day. Verizon.
Offer expires 10/31/02. Service not available in all areas and may require additional line. Early termination fees and other conditions apply. Call for full details.
Kinko's locations across the country have recently experienced a bizarre occurrence.
Hi, welcome to Kinko's.
Yeah, let's see. I need 200 copies of this bound presentation.
Okay.
Can you put tabs on that? And a couple of skirt stays.
Wait, pardon me?
Apparently, it was not an isolated incident.
I need 1,000 training manuals, 3 pounds of lean ground chuck, and you know what? Throw in a T-bone.
It appears people have misunderstood our new meet or beat offer on custom copying and finishing services.
Yeah, I need to have 72 of these printed and spiral bound. And I'll take a couple of ribeyes.
Hey, where do you guys keep the meat?
Let us be clear. Kinko's will meet or beat any competitor's custom bid. That's meat, as in make equal to, not as in port loin.
Can I see the meat?
So remember, we will meet or beat any competitor's custom bid. Kinko's, tap into the network. Bid must be in writing and from a local competitor. Offer applies to custom printing, copying, and finishing services only. Other restrictions apply. See store for details.
It's terrible when talent is cut off before its time. Tune in for the Good Die Young Week on Biography and explore the lives of Marilyn Monroe, James Dean, Patsy Cline, Princess Diana, and JFK Jr. Because knowing the ending doesn't mean you know the whole story. Biography presents the Good Die Young Week. Tonight, the premiere of James Dean, 8/7 Central on A&E.
Right now, grab a purple pen and write down this purple number, 1-800-4-NEX-IUM. When you call that number on your purple phone, you'll learn all about today's purple pill, and you'll learn how to get a certificate good for a free trial of Nexium Mesomeprazole Magnesium for qualified individuals. Is a free trial of prescription Nexium right for you? Talk to your doctor and call 1-800-4-NEXIUM. Oh, you can also go to your purple computer and type in purplepill.com. Nexium, today's purple pill.
It's time for the WFAN Grand Slam Fantasy with Mike and the Mad Dog on Sports Radio 66 WFAN New York.
Time for the WFAN Grand Slam Fantasy, where you can win basically $1,000 right now and have a shot at hosting your own sports talk show on Christmas afternoon and be paid $5,000 for doing it. Right now, we're looking for Michael Kohler from Old Bridge, New Jersey. Michael Kohler from Old Bridge, New Jersey. You have 30 minutes to call in right now at 718-937-2198. That's 718-937-2198. If you call within 30 minutes, you'll get the $1,000.
That's what he wants to say. Hey, hey, hey. And there goes your freedom of choice. There goes the last human voice. And there goes the last DJ. Well, some folks say they're gonna hang him so high, 'cause you just can't do what he did. There's some things you just can't put in the minds of those kids. As we celebrate mediocrity, all the boys upstairs wanna see how much you'll pay for what you used to get for free. And there goes the last DJ who plays what he wants to play. He says what he wants to say. Hey, hey, hey. And there goes your freedom of choice. And there goes the last human voice. And there goes the last DJ. Sometimes it'll kinda come in, and I'll bust a move and remember how it was back then. And there goes the last DJ who plays what he wants to play and says what he wants to say. Hey, hey, hey. And there goes your freedom of choice. There goes the last human voice. And there goes the last DJ.
Jersey's own Rock Radio 105.5 WDHA. Tom Petty with the last DJ, and of course Refugee before that. That was our Tom Petty double play.
I've been around since Junior Bush tries to rid the world of me, although in vain. Now I'm taunting Junior as he tries to save the honor of his family name. Pleased to be meeting you. Hope you guess my name. I'm not W. I'm the one they call Hussein. Since the Persian Gulf War, I'm in my bunker, banging mistresses and drinking fine champagne. While outside my native country smolders, I'm smoking Cubans, grilling antelope steaks. Assassination Day, who don't obey, wearing Pierre Cardin and a black beret. Read the reviews, all say I'm insane. But you already knew I'm the butcher of Baghdad Hussein. I massacred Shiites and Kurds. I'm the Alibaba of the coup d'etat. I shouted out who tried to kill Abdul Karim, when all along it was just little old me. I led in United Nations inspectors, and they can search all freaking night and day. But they won't find any weapons of mass destruction, cause I've stalled long enough to hide them all away. Pleased to meet you. Don't forget my name. I'm the mother of all what's bugging you. You can call me Saddam Hussein. Oh, yeah. Get down, baby. Pleased to meet you. Scott's coming your way. A little gift from me to you, to the great Satan of your pal Hussein. Pleased to defeat you. Hope you're all ashamed. And as I'm conquering you, let me hear you say my name. Do you say my name? Come on, say my name. Let me say my name. Saddam Hussein. Say my name. Come on, say my name. Say my name. Sherry baby, Sherry. Sherry baby, Sherry baby. Sherry baby, Sherry, can you come out tonight? Come out tonight. Sherry baby, Sherry, can you come out tonight? Imus in the morning.
I gotta get one of those. That's what driving enthusiasts say when they see the high-performance Lincoln LS. Because its 32-valve V8 can take you from 0 to 60 faster than you can say, was that a Lincoln? And your Lincoln dealers have just announced new low leases that'll be gone just as fast on the Lincoln LS V8 New York edition. $399 a month for 36 months with 0 security deposit and $23.98 cash to its signing after $3,000 cash back. Or choose 0% financing for 5 full years. See why Eric Peters of AOL Autos said there is only one legitimate U.S.-built luxury sports sedan, the Lincoln LS. See your tri-state Lincoln.
By the way, where'd you meet him? I met him at the Persian Gulf War. He turned around and glared at me. You get the picture? Yes, we see. That's when I fell for the leader of Iraq. My folks said that he was filled with hate.
Hey.
Told me he came just to invade Kuwait.
What you mean when you say that I came just to invade Kuwait?
They told me he was bad, but I knew he was from Baghdad.
to say that he said my rape was all through.
You gotta cease production, all your weapons of mass destruction, or I'm gonna hurt you, the leader of Iraq.
I started to cry, but then Saddam said,
Dry your tears, you miserable whore. The great Satan, he will never defeat me in the mother of all holy wars.
but as I fled from the country, I said, are you sure? Look out! Look out! Look out! Look out!
He finally was disarmed, this is true. His head and both of his legs are gone too. The presidential palace is just a crater, but where's the man who put the dick in dictator? I'll never forget him, the leader of Iraq. Leader of Iraq, and now he's gone. 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 Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. I don't want no other love, baby, it's just you I'm thinking of. Well, you know I can be found sitting home all alone. If you can't come around, well, at least please telephone. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. Imus in the morning.
Future is a coined word. It means accent on the future. Our business is to help our clients create.
It's coming up on 23 minutes now, past the hour, and Sydney is here, and Janice is here, so we're going to do sports and scum.
We're doing both.
We're going to do them both. Well, right now, with the bad news for the Cardinals and the good news for the San Francisco Giants, here is Sidney Rosenberg.
All right, Charles. Yesterday, the Giants beat the Cardinals 2-1. The final score. Giants got a sacrifice fly from Barry Bonds in the bottom of the 8th inning and an RBI single from Kenny Lofton in the bottom of the 9th inning and beat your Cardinals 2-1.
Yeah.
It is all over. The dream, Charles, is done. Took 5 games for the Giants to oust your St. Louis Cardinals. Still a great season, though, for you.
The dream is extinguished.
The dream is over.
Yep.
See, the way I put it was a lot nicer than the way John Miller put it last night, though. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, my God. What's wrong with that
John
guy?
Miller put a stake in the Cardinals' heart. They're
And
dead.
they're dead. That's real sensitive.
Oh, man.
Idiot.
The Giants get the win, and they move on now. We've got our first All-California World Series since 1989. Back in 89, the Giants played the Oakland A's. You may remember the earthquake, Al Michaels call.
Sure.
Now it'll be the Giants and the Angels, and the World Series will start on Saturday afternoon. And for the most part here on the East Coast and in New York, nobody cares.
Come on, you got to root against Barry Bonds.
For what?
You have to.
Go Anaheim.
You really hate Barry
go
Bonds?
Angels.
Do you really hate Barry Bonds that much where you're actually going to root against Barry
You don't want
Bonds?
a schmuck like that to have the stage and to be a hero. You can't wish for
Never
that.
live with him.
He already is a hero, though. He broke the home run record last year. He had a monster year this year. He's about to win another MVP. So what's
you want
the
to
difference?
deprive him of the ring. You want to make it a Patrick Ewing-like situation.
So he doesn't quite get there.
Thank you.
Are you rooting more against Barry Bonds or, in all honesty, against Christopher Mad Dog Russo?
Well, I guess...
Both.
Both, right?
Both.
Yeah.
Both with an F. You know me?
Managerial talk, by the way. The Seattle Mariners say that Lou Piniella now will be released from his contract. He's available to talk to other ball clubs. And, of course, 2 teams very interested in Piniella's services include the Tampa Bay Devil Rays and the New York Mets, who just recently fired Bobby Valentine a couple of weeks ago. The Mariners did say that whoever does pick up Piniella will have to pay some compensation, which could mean both money and personnel. But at least now the Mets will have their opportunity to talk to Lou Piniella as early as today. Last night, Monday Night Football, the 49ers got 2 touchdowns from Terrell Owens. Good night from Jeff Garcia. They came back to beat the Seattle Seahawks 28-21. So the Niners are now 4-1. As for Mike Holmgren's Seattle Seahawks, they fall to 1-4. We'll have more details on sports coming up in about 20 minutes. But first, here is Janice Dean. She's got your morning scum report.
Thank you, Sydney. Mayor Bloomberg stuffed his face yesterday instead of partaking in the Columbus Day Parade. He was joined by a couple of sopranos, Dominic Chianese, Uncle June. What? How do you pronounce his name?
Bernie, how do you say it?
Chianese.
That's right.
Chianese. Come on.
Uncle Junior, right?
Sure.
Or Uncle June?
Uncle Junior.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Carrata.
Lorraine Bracco was with them, too, scarfing down breakfast. Dominic's Bar and Restaurant in historic Arthur
Scarfing down
Avenue.
everything in sight from the look of her.
Just as the parade was happening, of course, in Manhattan, they're chowing down. Bloomberg says he was not there to make a point, just to have some breakfast with his Sopranos buddies and his girlfriend.
Good job.
Near the end of the 105-minute meal, Uncle Junior picked up a guitar and sang 2 songs in Italian.
Oh, no.
Oh, he's a very good singer.
Wait.
We've heard him sing on the show.
He's got albums.
He's not.
His
He's
album?
not horrible.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't own an Uncle Junior album.
No. But he's not horrible.
No, he's not. He's not bad. He's actually pretty good. In fact, you remember last year, the last episode, he sang.
Yeah.
Remember when Meadows ran out and she was all upset?
Right.
And
Yes.
He has a very good voice. He's much better than Regis Philbin. Let's put it that way.
We were hoping he would get whacked in the middle of singing that song.
Well, he was very emotional. Tears were streaming down his face, apparently.
When?
Yesterday, when he was singing.
I commend the mayor for a very good job yesterday.
And there's a
very good
schmuck.
job.
Pay the fireman.
Nah, come on. Well, I don't disagree with that.
Look, the parade organizers, they have a permit. They have the right to invite who they want, who they don't want.
That's right. It's a private club.
Yeah, but if he's invited
exactly.
somebody, how can he just go back and say, now you can't come? That's what I don't
So he
understand.
knew that they didn't want him in the first place. It would be like you inviting somebody to your house and they bring a crackhead in with them.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, it's happened a couple times.
It's Sydney's house. What are you talking about?
Let me get a hit on that.
I just want to know what was for breakfast.
Good Lord.
Catherine Zeta-Jones and her grandfather of a husband, Michael Douglas, are expecting another child. According to Michael Douglas's official website, the statement on the site says the couple are extremely pleased to announce they're expecting their second child. She's, of course, 32, and he's 105.
That's a crime that he has her. But anyway.
Yeah, but he's a good-looking guy. I mean,
No, he's old now.
No, he's still
He's
good
not
looking.
good looking.
Michael Douglas isn't good looking?
No.
He looks like Mr. Magoo at
He's
this
elderly.
stage. He's 4'8".
Taking
He's
off
elderly.
his
He's like
teeth.
me.
Nah, come on.
No, Charles.
$1 million a year.
It's a
You're
joke.
a handsome buck.
Oh,
And
thank
police
you.
in Romania are looking into
She did
claims.
say buck, right, Charles?
She did.
did.
Okay. She did. She did.
Another penis cutting off here. Police in Romania are looking into claims that a woman cut off her husband's penis because he was trying to force her into performing oral sex.
Well, that's reason enough.
I mean,
think
we've
so,
all
sure.
wanted to do that at some point or another. When she refused, he
Lord.
wouldn't stop asking, and that's when
Yeah.
she took a knife and sliced the organ right off his body.
How do you slice off your body? How do you get the whole thing off? Isn't there a point where he may try to push her away or?
I don't know.
Maybe he enjoyed it.
Do we have any further details?
His
No, we
penis
don't.
has been rebuilt, but they're not sure if it will still function.
Well, what, John Bobbitt they were able to recover?
Yeah, that's what Bobbitt did. He said his
reattach?
It's
Yeah.
behind the couch.
It's behind
There's
the
your
couch.
scum. You're fully scummed
Oh,
up.
my God. Thank you very much, Janice. I think it is now 28 minutes after the hour. Who give you all that head up his
Andy? Well, I don't know about you, but the first thing I think I need when I have my head up my is a decent nightlight. If you're an essayist and can't read your essay, what good are you? Bad for your posture, too. Bent over like this. Unnatural. So let me just pull my head out of my and there. Whew. That's better for a whole host of reasons. Anyway, I had my head up my today as a result of having said, perhaps you heard, that women basically suck as sideline reporters at football games. This is the way I put it the other day when I telephoned the Imus in the Morning program.
You know, it's like hair and butter. A woman's hair can be a very attractive feature, part of what she looks like. And I love butter as a cooking element. I use a lot of butter. But you get a little hair on the butter, and it ruins both of them.
That's great.
And I feel that way about women in football.
I guess I'll have to cancel my Betty Friedan dinner invite. Anyway, now that I'm getting grief for stating that position, let me try another one. There's something even worse going on out there than yard marker broadcast broads. The next time I see Richard Grasso and his gang of useful idiots applauding at the end of the stock market trading day, like they were watching Gingivitis and G-string Jessica at the Bada Bing, I'm going to go out and strangle small animals. With half of corporate America doing an en masse perp walk, is there anything more asinine than seeing the chairman of the New York Stock Exchange dry humping some Asian billionaire business bandit in an orgy of capitalistic hilarity, when the Dow's just closed down so far that sanitation crews are looking for it with entrenching tools? I don't think so. I mean, do you suppose Grasso and his cronies ever read a paper? Here's an encouraging headline. Quote, market carnage hits 8.4 trillion. I guess after that one, the Grasso gang was river dancing up on that stupid platform for the closing bell. Here's another. Stock values slashed in half since March 2000 peak. Nice. Grasso and the boys flinging their clothes out onto the trading floor, hoisting bottles of scotch, and spraying each other with fire extinguishers. And this, even Greenspan can't stem the tide. Wow. Grasso in a thong, screaming, "Out of the way, Ralphie! Janice, do me!" Well, attention, NYSE, that's New York Stock Extorters. About half of the analyst community is predicting a Dow of 777. No, not 7,077, 777. Or, Einstein, a further loss of about 6,633 points. No, I think if you want to restore anti-investor confidence, speaking for myself, I say you should replace the daily end-of-trading celebration with a daily end-of-trading human sacrifice. Yep. Until this market turns around, every day a floor trader should be marched onto the platform and beheaded. The lifeless form then pitched over the side like my Aunt Evelyn's ImClone invested 401k. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is hovering around 7,000 and change, and you're applauding? And I thought I had my head up my ass. Well, as they say, I guess, any port in a perfect storm.
That's when things got out of control. She didn't want to, he had his way. She said, let's go. He said, no way. Come on, babe, it's your lucky day. Shut your mouth, we're gonna do it my way. Come on, baby, don't be afraid. If it wasn't for day rape, I'd never get laid. The next day, she went to her drawer, looked up her local attorney at law, went to the phone and filed a police report. And then she took the guy's ass to court. Well, the day he stood in front of the judge, she screamed, she lies, that little slut! The judge knew he was flush, and he gave him 25 years. And one night in jail, it was getting late. He was butt raped by a large inmate, and he screamed, but the guards paid no attention to his cries. That's when things got out of control. The moral of the date reg story, it does not pay to be drunk and horny, but that's the way it had to be. They locked him up and threw away the key. Well, I can't take pity on men of his kind, so he now takes it in the behind. Imus in the morning.
Who can you trust for the rest of your life?
What is that? Did somebody fart in here?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I see. Right there. It's just Sid. My underwear is crusted to my groin. Rosenberg.
That's
All right, after 17 seasons, and it looks like well on his way to his...
mom going,
That's my boy.
Well on his way to his 5th MVP and 613 home runs, Barry Bonds finally has a chance to play in a World Series.
Great.
Giants last night beat the Cardinals in Game 5 of the NLCS 2-1. Bonds tied the game with a sacrifice fly in the bottom of the 8th inning. It was Kenny Lofton's game-winning RBI in the bottom of the 9th inning, a single. And the Giants beat the Cardinals 2-1. They take it in 5 games. It's an all-California World Series. It starts on Saturday. The Anaheim Angels will host the San Francisco Giants in Game 1 of the World Series. By the way, a good Samaritan story here, I guess.
What?
Anthony Thomas of the Chicago Bears.
Somebody threw a D battery at Bonds?
No. Actually, running back Anthony Thomas, Bernie, of the Chicago Bears, was going to his buddy David Terrell's house in Chicago late Sunday night. He was driving down Route 60 in suburban Lake Forest in Illinois, and he saw a car smoking, pulled over to the side of the road, and actually pulled somebody out of the car before the car blew up. Well, I mean, the car didn't blow up, but I just said that just to make it really sound more exciting than it was.
It could have.
Yeah, I mean, that's right. It could have, right.
Well, you didn't know it wasn't gonna.
Right. So here's Anthony Thomas from the Chicago Bears. He could have saved somebody's life.
Exactly.
Made me think, by the way.
What?
Would there ever be a time where you actually pulled over to the side of the road, pulled somebody out of a burning car, saw who the person was, and decided to put him back?
Yeah, number of people.
Barry Bonds.
Yeah. Wait a minute, that's Sidney in there. I got him in there. Stick it back.
Oh, wait, he owes me money. Pull him back out.
I'll go through his pockets and I'll stick it back in.
Put him back in. Now I'm finished.
All right.
All right, you ever see this show, The Mole?
No.
Neither have I.
What is it?
But Ahmad Rashad will be the new host of The Mole, the celebrity version of the ABC show The Mole.
Who's it star? Gary Coleman?
The Mole? The celebrity version? You mean there's been another version?
Yes, it's called The Celebrity Mole. It'll feature 7 celebrity players trying to figure out which of them is a double agent planning to work against the players' efforts.
All right, fine. No, I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either, but Ahmad Rashad. Yeah, sounds like great stuff.
Jeez.
And Ahmad Rashad, you know, of course, does inside stuff for the NBA, along with the ABC, ESPN, and now he'll be hosting the celebrity version of The Mole.
Okay.
Beats managing a warehouse. Which is what he'd probably be doing, and it's probably what I'd be doing, too.
NFL news last night. Seattle lost at home 28-21 to the San Francisco 49ers in Monday Night Football. Jeff Garcia, a couple of touchdown passes, I should say. Terrell Owens, a couple of touchdown catches. The Niners are now 4-1. The Seahawks are 1-4. Bad news for the Miami Dolphins. Their starting quarterback, Jay Fiedler, broke his thumb on Sunday night in the Dolphins' exciting comeback win over Denver.
Dope.
He's out for a month, and now Ray Lucas will be the quarterback for the Dolphins, and they take on the Buffalo Bills coming up this weekend.
How did he break his thumb?
He broke his thumb because he was throwing the ball and he hit it on somebody's helmet.
Oh. All right.
Well, how'd you think he broke his thumb, Bern?
I thought maybe the center squeezed his sphincter muscle or something.
Rodney,
you know what happens when Imus does that and your nose gets fractured.
That's why my nose looks like this. Look at that. See what that?
How many times you break that nose, Charles?
Many.
Sorry, bro.
Rodney Pete is also out for Carolina this weekend, so the Florida State product Chris Wenke will be back as the starter. Wenke replaced Rodney Pete on Sunday, came in with the Panthers, leading the Dallas Cowboys 13-0, and the Cowboys came back and won that game 14-13. Also, quarterback news, Mark Bolger will get the start again for the Rams this weekend. Bolger started on Sunday for the Rams against the Raiders, and the Rams actually won their first game of the year. So Bolger, the West Virginia product, now gets his second start of his career on Sunday afternoon for the Rams. And finally, Mario Lemieux is still scoring goals. How about that? Huh? How about that? 2 more goals last night for Super Mario as the Penguins came back to beat the Maple Leafs 5-4. Lemieux's already got 4 goals already on the young season for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Also tonight, locally here in New York, the Rangers return to the ice. They'll host the Maple Leafs at Madison Square Garden. And the Islanders are also back in action tonight, still looking for their first win of the year. That report, by the way, was brought to you by Joey Pots and Pan Sauce. I'm Sid Rosenberg, and this is Imus in the Morning Sports.
And now it's time for America's favorite daytime fun show, Let's Make a